welcome back to week 36 in my 4th grade class. Hello, if you're new to my channel, my name is Marily Sanchez and I'm a 4th grade teacher in South Florida. Today is May 15, 2023, and we just started reading the Lightning Thief novel by Rick Riordan, which is part of the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. So I just wanted to give you a rundown on how our day went with both classes. We read chapters 1 and 2. Before doing that, I introduced them to our essential question, which is how do our relationships and experiences shape our identity? I had students think about their identity, talk to each other about it, write it in their little booklet for today, and then I had them watch a video of an interview by Rick Riordan so that they can get to know the author and his idea of where he got the story of Percy Jackson from. So then the students wrote about what stood out to them from that interview and what they thought about the author. And then the students did a double entry journal. For my afternoon class, I did have to model it for them since I have my ELL students in there. So I did one for chapter 1 on the board. I just had them do 3 information from the text and 3 information from their minds that connects to that. And then we did another one for chapter 2, which I kept on the board and I wanted to show you real quick. So here is the double entry journal that I did on the board with 3 different from the text examples and what I was thinking about as I wrote that on the board or I read it, so I can show the students and model for them the expectations. The other part of their booklet was they needed to draw a symbol or a quick sketch about something important that happened in the chapter. So I went ahead and also modeled that for both classes. One class I did it on the board. With this class, my second class in the afternoon, I did it on my Active Inspire, which is a software for my Promethean board, so I could just draw it on there and save it. So these are a couple of quick sketches, which are not the best drawings, but that's the point of a quick sketch or symbol of things that happen in chapter 1. Here's the 5th one. I even told them they could do little stick figures. And here is the one for chapter 2. The big socks, which are the socks that the old ladies are knitting, the bus breaking down, the 3 old ladies knitting the socks, and Grover and Percy having a conversation. And this is the booklet that I created with the essential question, the reflection that they did, the meet the author question, the double entry journal for chapter 1 and chapter 2 on the inside, and on the back it looks like Polaroids, but that's where they could draw their picture. I just finished creating some summaries for each chapter that I posted in Class Dojo to make sure that if there were any students that were absent today, which I had a few, they could just go on there and read the summaries to catch up on what happened in those 2 chapters. And I also created a 20-question Blook-It game activity that we will do tomorrow to start class as a fun way for them to recall important facts that we have learned in those first 2 chapters before we get started on chapters 3 and 4. Let me give you a quick look at those. I created these on Canvas in a square image that is easy for me to just post on Dojo. So here is the summary for chapter 1. And here is the summary for chapter 2. I also went ahead and showed them this Greek mythology video from Vocabulary, which was a great introduction to the Olympian gods, and that they can learn a little bit more about each of those important gods that they're going to be reading more about as we continue the novel study. And that is all that I have to share for you for today, Monday. So tomorrow I will let you know what activities we do and what we end up doing. So see you then.
So it's the end of the day on Tuesday, and I just finished a Zoom meeting on the possibility of attending the ISTE conference this summer in Philadelphia, which I'm excited about, but I gotta check and see my availability and if I'm going to be able to participate. So we'll put a pin on that right now. So the other thing that I wanted to share with you is that today with my morning group, my block 2, which I started with this morning, we ended up doing the same What is a Myth little activity that I did with my other class on Monday as they're due now. And then after that, we went ahead and started working on possibly doing a review quiz online through Blook-It on chapters 1 and 2, which I had already prepared since yesterday. However, when we started trying to play the game, there was a couple of glitches with the technology. I've never used Blook-It before, and I wanted to use it because I've heard teachers using it and they like it. So this was my first time using it. I do have a free account, and I created 20 questions. I had like 15, 16 students be able to log in, but but the rest of my students, which were about 5 of them, were not able to join the game. And then when we finally started, well, in order for them to participate, I had them team up with other people. But when we started, the game froze after the 6th question, and then we lost our progress, and it became tedious and frustrating. So I decided that I will make the change to Kahoot and have the students do that quiz along with chapters 3 and 4, or probably with that class is only chapter 3. We'll do it tomorrow, since, we haven't been able to do it today because of time. And because of that and the technology issues, with that group, I was only able to read chapter 3 of Percy Jackson, and they really loved it. A lot of these chapters just end in a cliffhanger, so students want to keep reading, but I am keeping it to 2 chapters a day. Tomorrow with that group, and at least I have them in the afternoon, which gives me a little bit more time, I will read 3 chapters with them. So 3, 4, 5, no, wait. Yeah, 3 chapters with them. 4, 5, and 6. That's what I meant. And with my afternoon class today, which is my homeroom, my block 1, I had them in the afternoon today, Tuesday. We were able to do everything. So we read chapters 3 and 4. We did the activities. We did the Kahoot, because by the time I had them, I was able to have the Kahoot ready for them. And they had a lot of fun making sure they reviewed the different chapters that we read yesterday. So, lesson learned. I'm just going to stick to what I know, which is quizzes, Kahoot, and GimKit. And GimKit is coming. I just wanted to, just expose them to different kinds of quiz review games. And yeah, that's what we ended up doing. Let me show you quickly the sheet that they had to work on today. I don't know if I already showed this yesterday, but this is the what is a myth that we were working on. And these are the questions that they had to answer. And this is the activity for chapter 3. So they had to do like 4 annotations, something they found surprising, liked or loved, important, and questions they have. And in the middle, a drawing that goes along with the chapter. And the same thing for chapter 4. So that, my friends, is what we ended up doing today, Tuesday. I will see you tomorrow.
It's the end of the day, Wednesday, and I just wanted to give you an update on how we did today. So with my morning group, which is my block 1, I have them in the morning on Wednesdays, we went ahead and started with the review of chapters 3 and 4, and they took the Kahoot quiz in teams this time. They had a great time. They got put on the podium, so that was fun. And then we read chapters 5 and 6. And again, chapters are ending on a cliffhanger. So they're like, oh my God, we need to find out more. What's happening? They love chapter 6, which is when Percy is in the bathroom with one of Arius's daughters, Clarice, and he makes the pipes in the bathroom explode with water, and he's the only one that is nice and dry. So that was fun. The students love that action part. And with my block 2 in the afternoon, because they couldn't do that Kahoot game yesterday because I had to move the questions from Blooket to Kahoot, I had them do that quiz first. And then we read chapter 4, since they didn't read it yesterday. And then they did that Kahoot quiz after that. Because of time, because it's Wednesday, it's early release, we didn't get a chance to read chapters 5 and 6. So what I'm thinking of doing is on one day next week, I'll have a day where my block 1 is catching up on their work for the novel and maybe starting on a novel project that I have in mind for them. And then that day that I'm not reading with my block 1, I'll read with my block 2 so they get all caught up and both classes are where they need to be. So that is pretty much what we ended up doing. In my block 1, I did do an example of a double entry journal that I would do for one of the chapters. So that was up on the board so the students can see that example. And tomorrow we're back to annotations and drawing little symbols or pictures that represent something important that happened in the chapter. So that is all I have to share with you for today. I do have to get out. It's raining and I have an appointment to make it to in the next less than 30 minutes. So I will see you tomorrow. We've made it to the end of the day, Thursday, and I'm so exhausted. I'm just going to grab my things and get going. But today, with my block 2, which I started with this morning, we went ahead and read 3 chapters. We read chapters 5 and 6 and half of 7. And the students were given a paper where they just drew the symbols, since that's my ESOL class, or sketches or quick sketches that talk about something important that happened in that chapter. So then with my block 1, which I had this afternoon, we went ahead and read the next 2 chapters, which is 7 and 8. At the end of chapter 8, of course, we find out who Percy's father is, and it's very exciting. The students were so happy. They cheered, and they just can't wait to continue reading the story. Tomorrow, we're going to read chapters 9 and 10, and we'll be almost halfway through the book, which is exciting. I can't believe that the year is winding down. My birthday is next week. I just like thought about that. I'm like, oh my God, my birthday's next week. Wow, that is happening very fast. But yeah, I'm just very exhausted, and I'm just gonna grab my things and I'll let you know how it goes tomorrow. Hello everyone, we made it to the end of the day on Friday on this 36th week of school. I just finished dismissal, just finished my lesson plans for next week, week 37. And we have made it with one class all the way to chapter 10 and with the other class all the way to chapter 8. So yes, I have one class that is behind by 2 chapters. So that is how I'm going to keep just planning my lessons. I did give myself until June 2nd to finish the book. So I'm very excited to do that with the students. I can't believe that next week will be our last 5-day school week because the week after is Memorial Day. So we only have 4 days of school that week. And then the week after that is only 3 days because it's the last week of school. So we are coming to the end of the school year very quickly. Today, like I said, we finished reading. We were taking visual notes on just sketching the notes, the pictures that we came to mind when it came to the chapters that we read. With my block 1, because we were reading chapters 9 and 10, I'm offered a quest and I ruined a perfectly good bus. I had them just listen to the story just to enjoy it without having to worry about writing anything down. And then I gave them a white sheet of paper and have them work on creating collage of pictures that are representing important things that have happened so far from chapters 1 through 10. With my block 2, they were already drawing little pictures for each chapter. So we finished doing that with chapters 7 and 8. And then after art, we decided to just do a guided drawing of Percy Jackson because I felt like we just needed like a little brain, break. So that's how we ended the day. And I found a nice little guided drawing video on YouTube that was about 12 minutes long on drawing Percy Jackson, and this is how mine came out. So here it is, and if I remember, I'll try to link it down below. I went ahead and added extra elements. The video is only drawing Percy himself following some simple instructions, and this again is on the back of this sheet where they were just drawing one picture or quick sketch that represented each of these chapters. So that, my friends, is all that we have done this week. I'm very exhausted. Can't wait to go ahead and enjoy the weekend. And yeah, it's still my birthday month, so I'm doing little celebrations for myself every day. So can't wait to get done today's celebration, which is buying myself something yummy to eat. So I have so many options. I'm trying to figure out which one I want. So I hope you enjoyed coming along with me. If you did, don't forget, oh, by the way, before I go, I am wearing my Camp Half-Blood shirt on purpose. So let me show you how it looks. The students were excited to see me wearing it. So here it is, Camp Half-Blood, Long Island Sound. Love this shirt, bright orange with the Pegasus in the middle. Like I said, the students were like, oh my God, you're wearing the shirt. Where can I get one? I got this on Amazon some time ago. So I hope that if they want one, they can find one. So again, I hope you enjoyed coming along with me. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought or any questions you may have. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell for notifications so you don't miss any future videos. I hope you have a beautiful, magical day. And don't forget to smile. Hello, dreamers, wishers, and magical thinkers. Thank you so much for making it to the very end of this video and for showing your support. If you'd like to subscribe, you can do so by clicking on my picture down here. You can also check out my latest videos here and here. Don't forget to believe in the magic that's inside you because you are capable of great things. See you next time.